Hi, this is my Web 2.0 Barriers presentation by Megan Hance. My article review. The article was a good read. It talked about the use of technology in schools today. Not all schools are using technology to the fullest potential still. The article provided excuses that teachers had used, like lack of time, lack of training, not enough administrative or technology support in the school culture. I found it very surprising that research showed that technology has not improved test scores. I definitely thought that was something that would be improved with the use of technology. The article also talked about the digital divide, that not all schools are comparably equipped with technology. People in the areas that depend on people in areas that depend on computer access in public locations like the library or coffee shops are still present. Not everybody has the access to do so at home. So schools need to make it a priority, or for schools to be a place where students have the opportunity to use the technology and the training to be able to do so and know how to use it. The use of technologies, they may not have any technology at home. They may still have a house phone, no cell phones, no computers. I find it surprising each year how many students of mine, when I say your center's at the computer, this rotation, they don't know what to do. They don't know how to use a computer. So I have to go backwards and teach how to use the computer and what websites to go to and stuff like that. Whereas with some kids, you can just point them in the direction of the computer and they know what to do. An overview of Web 2.0. It provides opportunities for collaboration and constructive approaches while learning. It can address individualized student needs in an easier way, and it can provide real work environments for students. The article also talked about a bunch of different standards that came out for administrators, teachers, students to help integrate technology into schools more and how to do so. The article also talked about disadvantages of Web 2.0. It talked about the negative phenomenon of cyberbullying, spam, network addiction, things like that. Another disadvantage is being able to post from anywhere at any time can cause problems as well. Problems on the school networks like cyber theft, copyright infringement, and identity theft are things that schools have been worrying about and dealing with. So to answer the 8 questions that you had asked, do I think the digital divide can be solved? I do think that it can be. I think that it will require a lot of work to be done. There needs to be opportunities for students to access the technologies when needed, but the training component also needs to be there as well. We need trainings to be done to allow students to access real-world applications and opportunities. With the current budget cuts, these trainings are slim to sometimes non-existent in school districts. We need to find money or time somehow to put these trainings on for teachers, and so teachers are able to use these technologies more in their classrooms, and then therefore the students will be able to as well. In my building, personally, the tech team puts on a different training or professional development every other month at our in-service. They go to the different schools and they will put on like Promethean board trainings or iPads, different apps, things like that. My principal also does a really great job of incorporating new technology into our meetings, our staff meetings that we have. She makes like a list of apps that she's looked into or heard about for us to try. And then if you need help with technology, I call her first instead of the tech team. She'll come and fix my Promethean board in like a minute, and I don't have to wait for the tech team to come. So it's really nice having her be so good at using technology and always wanting to incorporate it into our lessons and things like that. The second question, what skill set does 21st century students need? The article talked about many important skills that they need prior to graduation. I think the most important skills for students to possess are problem solving, communication skills, self-direction, leadership, and collaboration skills. I think that these skills are the most important for the 21st century students to attain because of the jobs that are popular today. Our students need to be able to hold conversations with coworkers and their bosses and communicate with other people in the workplace instead of just being behind a computer and doing it. They need to be able to do it in person, and it's important to be able to communicate through a computer as well. Students also need to have problem solving skills so that they can be able to find a solution for a situation that they may be faced with in the workplace. They also need to obtain leadership and collaboration skills to be able to work with each other, to lead a group, things like that. Our students must finally have initiative and self-direction. I believe that's one of the most important things, because if they are not going to take the initiative to do something, it may never get done. So if they know how to take that themselves, they'll be able to go far. The third question, what effect has the global economy had on my personal use of the internet? The biggest thing in my personal life, I online shop all of the time. It's so easy instead of going to the store, and we move around a lot being a military family. So some stores that I love, they don't have in the new locations we live in. So it's really easy with everybody having a website. You can even buy your groceries online and get them delivered to your doorstep. So just makes shopping so much easier. But the downside of all of that online shopping is the advertisements that come with it. Everything you do, every page you visit has an ad on it. And the internet can track what you do, so it keeps track of the ads and can target your ads specifically to you with things that you've looked at in the past couple weeks. So I think that's a downside to the internet in my personal use. The fourth question, what trainings do I still need? I think that I could benefit from more Promethean board training to completely implement using the Promethean board in my classroom. I use it every day for mostly my math group lessons, but if I had more training to know all the specific buttons and all the little other things that come with it instead of just the basic skills that I know, I could probably do my whole lesson on it instead of just bits and pieces, and not go from the Promethean board to the whiteboard, things like that. I could just do everything on the Promethean board. I also do not utilize all of the Google capabilities that I could, and from taking these online classes, I've learned a lot more about what Google can do for me, and how I could incorporate that into my classroom. But if I was able to be trained on all of them, all of the capabilities and everything that Google has to offer, I think I could definitely do more in my classroom with that. The fifth question, is my school district equipped with 21st century technology? Yeah, I think we are. We have Promethean boards in every classroom. We have iPads, computer labs. We have Wi-Fi throughout the whole district. And I think that it's very reliable. It's good. It's a good setup. We are always getting new things each year or two and learning more things, doing more things. So I think that my school district and definitely my building are equipped with 21st century technology. The sixth question, what are the advantages of Web 2.0? I really like that it can do individualized programs to address specific student needs. Being a special education teacher, that's important for me, because on state assessments or just any assessment, technologies can provide accommodations so that a person doesn't physically have to be standing there reading every word on a test to a bunch of different students. It takes a lot of staff to be able to do that. So if we can just hook headphones in and have them do it on their own, that's huge. It also allows for collaboration between students. Students are able, just like we are in these classes, to post on threaded discussions, be able to talk to different people, share ideas and opinions. They can work on group projects. They can edit their work from anywhere. Using these tools also allows students to be presented with information from different resources. With the budget cuts as well, we're not able to afford all of the field trips that we used to be able to, but if we can find something online and be able to play it for the class as a video of a tour of somewhere or something like that, a conference that we didn't have enough money to attend, that is huge, especially with the way that things are getting cut from our budget. So those are definitely advantages of the Web 2.0. The disadvantages that I see for question 7 are the cyberbullying issues. I see many problems with people being able to hide behind their screen and make up a fake name or something, or just not being in person to say that what you really were thinking to someone. It's easier to say it behind a computer screen, and I think that kids take advantage of that. I also find it easier for students to be able to cheat and plagiarize on their assignments. You couldn't plagiarize before if you had to do it pencil and paper in front of you, but with the internet and being able to find everything in Google, it's pretty easy for kids to be able to do that. Lastly, not so much to depend so much on the internet and the Wi-Fi sometimes bites ya. I recently just planned a big lesson on my Promethean board, and I needed the internet and had all these videos, and our Wi-Fi was having glitches that day, and all of the time I had spent on my lesson was for nothing. I couldn't present it. So it's definitely hard to get everything online and on the Wi-Fi if it doesn't always work. So that's definitely a disadvantage because you have to find an alternative to what you were doing. Lastly, cyberbullying or inappropriate internet use. I have thankfully not dealt with any cyberbullying issues with my students personally. I have dealt with some inappropriate internet use. Like I was talking about the ads earlier, some of my students will click off onto an ad when they're on a website and it doesn't go to something that is very school appropriate. So we have a filter thing on with the district, but it doesn't always catch everything. So definitely just needs to be watched more. And I think that that's hard with a class full of students for teachers to be able to monitor every single student's computer screen at all times. So definitely something that still needs to be looked into. And that is my presentation.